There is a kind of confidence that does not announce itself. It does not raise its voice. It does not explain, defend, or compete. It stands still while the world moves around it. The Stoics understood this kind of power deeply. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he taught himself to remain calm in the face of insult, chaos, and loss. Epictetus was born a slave, yet he spoke with the authority of a free man. Seneca lived among wealth and danger, yet warned that reacting emotionally makes a man weak. Together, they revealed a truth most people miss. The person who reacts to nothing controls everything within himself. Modern life trains people to react instantly. Notifications demand attention, opinions demand response. Insults demand retaliation. Praise demands attachment. The Stoic moves differently. He pauses, he observes, he decides. This pause is not weakness. It is strength under control. A man who reacts to everything is predictable. A man who reacts to nothing is unreadable. And unreadable minds are powerful. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that other people's actions belong to them, not to him. When someone insults you, lies about you, ignores you, or misunderstands you, the Stoic asks one question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, the mind releases it. Reaction wastes energy. Calm preserves it. This is the foundation of Stoic confidence. Reacting emotionally gives away authority. When anger controls you, someone else is steering your behavior. When fear controls you, circumstances are in charge. When pride controls you, opinions own you. Epictetus taught that the first step toward freedom is refusing to be dragged by impressions. Feelings arrive uninvited, but obedience is optional. The Stoic feels emotion without becoming it. The first Stoic rule of dangerous confidence is learning not to react immediately. Silence creates space. Space creates clarity. Clarity restores control. Most mistakes happen in the moment of reaction. Words spoken too quickly. Decisions made emotionally. Actions taken without thought. The Stoic avoids these traps by slowing the moment down. Seneca warned that anger is temporary madness. It clouds judgment and weakens dignity. The Stoic does not suppress anger. He studies it. He asks what triggered it and whether it serves any useful purpose. Usually, it does not. Anger promises strength but delivers regret. Calm promises little but delivers power. Confidence grows when you realize you do not need to respond to everything. Not every comment deserves an answer. Not every insult deserves defense. Not every challenge deserves engagement. The Stoic chooses his battles carefully. Often, he chooses none at all. This restraint confuses those who seek reaction. Silence becomes a shield. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best revenge is to be unlike the person who harmed you. This is not moral superiority, it is practical wisdom. When you refuse to mirror chaos, you preserve order within yourself. When you refuse to react, you deny others control over your inner world. The Stoic understands that reacting ties identity to external events. Praise makes you dependent. Criticism makes you defensive. Approval makes you anxious. Rejection makes you bitter. By reacting less, the Stoic detaches his sense of self from outcomes. He becomes steady. This steadiness is felt by others. It commands respect without asking for it. Epictetus taught that when you feel offended, it is because you have accepted an external judgment as truth. Someone's words only hurt if you agree with them. If you do not, they pass through harmlessly. This realization changes how you move through the world. Insults lose their sting. Provocation loses its pull. Reacting to nothing does not mean apathy. The Stoic still cares deeply. He simply refuses to let emotion hijack reason. He responds when response is useful. He stays silent when silence is stronger. This selective engagement is a sign of mastery. Seneca believed that emotional restraint is a form of self-respect. When you do not react impulsively, you show that your values are stable. You are not easily shaken. This creates inner dignity. People sense it even if they cannot explain it. The Stoic trains this skill daily. When irritated, he pauses. When praised, he pauses. When tempted, he pauses. This pause weakens impulse and strengthens reason. Over time, calm becomes natural. The mind stops racing. Life feels quieter. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that most things people worry about are insignificant when viewed from a wider perspective. This mental distance shrinks emotional reactions. When you stop magnifying events, they stop controlling you. Dangerous confidence comes from knowing that no one can force a reaction from you without your consent. This knowledge is liberating. You stop performing. You stop proving. You stop explaining. You simply are. Epictetus taught that when you seek nothing from others, you fear nothing from them. Reacting less reduces dependence. Dependence creates vulnerability. Independence creates strength. This strength is calm, not loud. The Stoic does not rush to defend his reputation. He focuses on his character. Reputation lives in others' minds. Character lives in his own actions. By prioritizing what he controls, confidence stabilizes. Seneca warned that emotional excess shortens judgment. The Stoic avoids extremes. He remains balanced. Balance creates reliability. Reliability builds trust. Trust builds quiet authority. When you stop reacting, you notice how often others try to pull you into emotional games. Provocation seeks validation. Drama seeks attention. The Stoic refuses to participate. He keeps his energy for what matters. This rule transforms relationships. People stop manipulating you because manipulation needs reaction. Calm starves it. Over time, only genuine connections remain. Reacting to nothing also protects peace. Peace is fragile when tied to circumstances. The Stoic anchors peace within. External chaos loses influence. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the mind should remain like a fortress, unaffected by noise outside its walls. This image captures Stoic confidence perfectly. Calm inside, order within. Control preserved. This is the first rule. Master your reactions. Or more precisely, master your non-reactions. From this discipline, dangerous confidence is born. Quiet, grounded, unshakable. Stoic Rule 2. Praise and insult are the same distraction. The Stoics understood something most people never learn. Praise and insult are two sides of the same trap. One lifts you up, the other pulls you down. But both attempt to control you. Marcus Aurelius warned himself not to become dependent on admiration, because the same crowd that applauds today may condemn tomorrow. A man who needs praise becomes fragile. A man who fears insult becomes defensive. True confidence appears only when both lose their power. Most people live at the mercy of opinions. Compliments energize them. Criticism ruins their mood. Approval gives them direction. Rejection steals their peace. This emotional dependence makes the mind unstable. Epictetus taught that if you want to be invincible, you must stop handing your self-worth to others. What people say belongs to them. What you believe about yourself must remain yours alone. Praise feels good, but it quietly trains the ego. When you enjoy praise too much, you begin to chase it. You adjust your behavior to earn it again. Slowly, your actions stop serving your values and start serving applause. Seneca warned that admiration is dangerous because it creates false confidence. It inflates pride without strengthening character. When praise disappears, so does the confidence built on it. Insults work the same way, but in reverse. They invite you to doubt yourself. They provoke anger or shame. They attempt to define you through someone else's frustration or ignorance. The Stoic does not deny the sting of words, but he refuses to let them decide his worth. Epictetus taught that no one can insult you unless you agree with them. The judgment hurts only if it becomes yours. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that people speak from their own pain, ignorance, and confusion. Insults reveal more about the speaker than the target. Understanding this dissolves resentment. When you stop taking words personally, they lose their emotional charge. The Stoic trains himself to receive praise and insult with the same expression: calm, neutral, unmoved. This balance creates dangerous confidence because it removes emotional leverage from others. When praise does not excite you and insult does not disturb you, manipulation fails. Many people think confidence means feeling good about yourself. Stoics disagreed. Confidence comes from knowing you are acting according to reason and virtue, regardless of reaction. Marcus Aurelius measured himself by his discipline, honesty, and restraint, not by popularity. He knew that external validation is unstable and unreliable. Seneca warned that seeking approval makes you a servant. You become dependent on moods you cannot control. When you free yourself from this need, you become internally sovereign. Sovereignty over the self is the highest form of power. The Stoic understands that words are sounds shaped by opinion. They cannot harm the body. They cannot damage the soul unless invited. When insult arrives, the Stoic examines it calmly. Is there truth here? If yes, correct yourself. If no, dismiss it. Either way, emotion is unnecessary. Praise receives the same treatment. Is it deserved? If yes, accept it without pride. If no, release it without attachment. The Stoic does not build identity from compliments. He builds character from consistent action. Epictetus taught that when you depend on external praise, you surrender freedom. Freedom begins when you stop seeking confirmation. The Stoic asks himself one question at the end of the day: did I act with integrity? That answer matters more than any opinion. This mindset changes how others perceive you. People sense when their words cannot move you. Insults lose force. Flattery loses influence. You become harder to manipulate. This calm resistance is intimidating to those who rely on emotional reactions to gain control. Marcus Aurelius wrote that it is foolish to let someone else's tongue disturb your peace. Peace is too valuable to be traded for momentary reactions. When you protect your inner state, confidence becomes stable and deep. The Stoic does not seek to impress. He seeks to improve. Improvement is quiet. It happens away from applause. This focus builds real confidence rooted in effort and discipline, not attention. Seneca advised limiting exposure to praise and criticism because both distract from growth. Excessive praise breeds complacency. Excessive criticism breeds bitterness. Balance preserves progress. Indifference does not mean arrogance. The Stoic does not think himself superior. He simply refuses to be defined by noise. This humility keeps confidence grounded. It is not based on comparison, but on consistency. Over time, this practice changes your emotional rhythm. Mood swings reduce. Anxiety fades. You stop replaying conversations in your head. You stop imagining what others think. Mental space opens. Clarity returns. The Stoic becomes reliable because his behavior does not shift with opinion. Today's praise does not inflate him. Today's insult does not crush him. This steadiness attracts respect naturally. Epictetus taught that when you stop reacting to praise and insult, you reclaim energy. Energy once wasted on emotional turbulence becomes available for purpose. Purpose strengthens confidence. Marcus Aurelius practiced mental distance. He viewed praise and insult as passing clouds. Clouds may darken the sky briefly, but the sky remains unchanged. The mind should remain the same. Dangerous confidence grows when you stop giving others permission to influence your inner state. When opinions lose control, peace becomes permanent. The Stoic understands that silence often speaks louder than response. When insult is met with calm, it collapses. When praise is met with humility, it loses control. This rule protects dignity. Dignity is not loud. It does not demand recognition. It stands quietly, rooted in self-respect. Seneca believed that the strongest man is the one who is content with himself. Contentment dissolves insecurity. Insecurity seeks validation. Validation creates dependence. Indifference to praise and insult does not make you cold. It makes you free. Freedom allows deeper focus. clearer thought, and stronger resolve. This is the second rule. Treat praise and insult as equal distractions. Neither defines you, neither controls you. From this balance, confidence sharpens. Stoic Rule 3. Silence is not weakness. It is command. The Stoics believe that most people talk too much because they are uncomfortable with silence. Words become a shield, a defense, or a way to seek validation. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the wise man speaks only when necessary. Silence, when chosen consciously, is not emptiness. It is control. It is space where reason stays clear and emotions lose power. In a loud world, silence feels strange. People expect instant replies, constant explanations, and emotional transparency. The Stoic resists this pressure. He understands that every word carries energy. Every reaction reveals position. By speaking less, he preserves authority. By remaining silent, he observes more. Epictetus taught that nature gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listening sharpens judgment. Speaking too quickly exposes weakness. Silence allows the mind to settle before action. This restraint builds confidence because it keeps you from saying what you later regret. Many conflicts are fueled by unnecessary words. Arguments grow when pride speaks instead of reason. The Stoic refuses to participate in verbal battles driven by ego. He knows that proving a point is less important than preserving inner order. Silence ends many conflicts before they begin. Seneca warned that uncontrolled speech is a sign of an uncontrolled mind. When emotions are strong, words become weapons. The Stoic waits until emotion passes before speaking. This delay restores clarity. Clarity strengthens decisions. Silence does not mean fear, it means discipline. The Stoic is not silent because he has nothing to say, but because he chooses the right moment. This patience unsettles those who expect reaction. Calm becomes intimidating when others seek emotional engagement. Marcus Aurelius practiced internal silence as well. He trained his mind to quiet unnecessary thoughts. This inner stillness strengthened focus. A quiet mind sees clearly. A noisy mind reacts blindly. When insult arrives, silence disarms it. When provocation appears, silence starves it. Many people provoke others to feel powerful. When no reaction comes, their power collapses. Silence becomes a mirror reflecting their insecurity. Epictetus taught that the Stoic does not rush to defend himself. Defense implies vulnerability. Confidence allows misunderstanding to exist without correction. Not every false assumption deserves your energy. The Stoic also understands that silence creates mystery. Mystery creates respect. When you reveal less, others speculate more. This is not manipulation, but natural psychology. Calm restraint commands attention without effort. Seneca believed that wise silence is better than foolish speech. Words spoken in haste often betray values. Silence protects them. Over time, people learn that when the Stoic speaks, it matters. Emotional restraint is closely tied to silence. When emotions surge, the Stoic pauses. He does not suppress feeling, but he refuses to let it dictate action. This pause weakens impulse. Impulse is the enemy of confidence. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that anger fades quickly, but damage caused by words lasts. The Stoic values long-term peace over short-term release. Silence preserves relationships, dignity, and self-respect. Silence also sharpens self-awareness. When you stop talking, you start listening to your own thoughts. This inner dialogue reveals patterns. Awareness leads to correction. Correction leads to growth. The Stoic avoids explaining himself excessively. Explanation often seeks approval. Confidence does not need justification. When actions align with values, words become unnecessary. Epictetus taught that people who speak too much often reveal their insecurity. They fill silence to avoid facing themselves. The Stoic embraces silence because he is comfortable within his own mind. This comfort creates stability. Stability attracts trust. People rely on those who are calm under pressure. Silence signals control. In difficult moments, silence protects judgment. Decisions made emotionally often fail. The Stoic waits until emotion cools. Then he speaks with precision. Seneca warned against emotional confession in moments of anger or sadness. Words spoken in these states often become weapons against oneself later. Silence guards privacy and power. Silence also reduces regret. Many regrets come from words spoken impulsively. By speaking less, the Stoic minimizes mistakes. Fewer mistakes build confidence. Marcus Aurelius practiced speaking plainly and briefly. He valued clarity over persuasion. The Stoic does not seek to impress with words. He seeks to align speech with truth. The power of silence extends inward. When you quiet internal complaints, confidence grows. Complaints reinforce weakness. Silence weakens self-pity. The Stoic notices that people often talk to control situations. Silence allows situations to reveal themselves. Observation precedes wise action. Epictetus taught that when you control your tongue, you control much of your fate. Words shape outcomes. Restraint shapes strength. Silence also builds emotional resilience. When you stop venting constantly, emotions lose intensity. You become less reactive, more stable. Seneca believed that calm speech reflects a calm soul. When words are measured, the mind is balanced. Balance is attractive. Balance is powerful. The Stoic understands that silence does not mean absence. It means presence without noise. This presence fills rooms quietly. When confronted with disrespect, silence preserves dignity. Responding often escalates. Silence ends cycles. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the mind should remain untouched by external noise. Silence protects this inner fortress. Dangerous confidence emerges when silence becomes natural. You stop needing the last word. You stop needing to explain. You stop needing to react. This restraint confuses those who expect emotional display. Calm becomes your signature. Silence gives space for wisdom. Wisdom strengthens confidence. This is the third rule. Speak less. Listen more. Let silence do the work. In this quiet, true strength forms. Stoic Rule 4. Discipline is the root of confidence. The Stoics did not believe confidence came from words, appearance, or dominance. They believed it came from discipline. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire, yet he woke early, trained his mind daily, and reminded himself that comfort weakens the soul. His confidence did not come from power over others, but from control over himself. This is the Stoic secret most people ignore. Discipline is invisible. No one applauds it. No one notices the quiet choices made each day. Yet these choices shape character. Seneca wrote that self-control is strength. When you can govern your habits, you can govern your emotions. When you govern your emotions, confidence becomes natural. Most people search for confidence externally. They change their style, seek approval, chase motivation. The Stoic looks inward. He asks one question: can I trust myself? Trust grows from consistency. Consistency grows from discipline. Epictetus taught that freedom is earned through self-mastery. If you cannot control your desires, distractions, and impulses, you will always feel unstable. Discipline removes this instability. It creates inner order. Order creates calm. Calm creates confidence. The Stoic understands that discipline is not punishment. It is alignment. When actions align with values, the mind stops arguing with itself. Internal conflict fades. Peace replaces doubt. Daily routines are the Stoic's foundation. Marcus Aurelius wrote his thoughts every morning and night. This practice grounded him. Routine removes decision fatigue. When habits are fixed, energy is saved. Saved energy strengthens resolve. Discipline also trains resilience. When you choose discomfort voluntarily, discomfort loses its power over you. Cold mornings, physical effort, mental focus. These practices harden the mind gently. Confidence grows not from ease, but from endurance. Seneca warned that luxury weakens courage. Comfort makes the mind soft. The Stoic limits comfort intentionally. Not to suffer, but to remain capable. Capability builds confidence. The Stoic does not rely on motivation. Motivation fluctuates. Discipline remains. When you act regardless of mood, you prove reliability to yourself. This proof becomes confidence. Epictetus taught that every small act of discipline strengthens the soul. Skipping indulgence, completing work fully, speaking honestly. These acts seem small, but they accumulate. Over time, the Stoic becomes solid. Self-discipline also reduces anxiety. Anxiety thrives in chaos. When life is structured, the mind relaxes. You know what to do. You trust your system. This trust stabilizes confidence. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the obstacle is the path. Discipline turns obstacles into training. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to practice control. This reframing removes fear. The Stoic begins his day intentionally. He prepares his mind for difficulty. He expects resistance. When resistance arrives, it feels familiar. Familiarity reduces stress. Routine also builds momentum. When actions become automatic, progress continues quietly. Confidence grows without effort. You do not think about it, you feel it. Seneca believed that disciplined people suffer less. Indulgence creates regret. Regret weakens confidence. Discipline prevents this cycle. The Stoic does not brag about discipline. He lets results speak. Silence combined with consistency commands respect. Discipline also sharpens focus. When distractions are controlled, attention deepens. Deep focus improves skill. Skill reinforces confidence. Epictetus taught that if you want to improve, accept being seen as boring or rigid. The Stoic values growth over entertainment. This maturity strengthens character. Self-discipline creates independence. When you do not depend on pleasure, you are harder to control. Freedom fuels confidence. Marcus Aurelius practiced gratitude alongside discipline. Gratitude prevents discipline from becoming bitterness. Balance keeps the soul healthy. The Stoic knows discipline must be sustainable. Extremes lead to burnout. He chooses moderation. Moderation ensures longevity. Confidence built on discipline is quiet. It does not seek validation. It does not need reassurance. It rests on evidence. Each completed task reinforces self-trust. Each resisted temptation strengthens willpower. Over time, doubt fades. Seneca warned that lack of discipline makes the mind restless. Restlessness breeds insecurity. Discipline restores stillness. The Stoic understands that discipline is a daily practice. Skipping once invites weakness. Consistency preserves strength. When discipline becomes identity, confidence stabilizes. You know who you are because you know what you do. This confidence is dangerous because it cannot be shaken by opinion or circumstance. It is internal. Discipline also prepares you for loss. When comfort is limited, loss hurts less. Resilience increases. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you should live as if every day is a test of character. Discipline ensures you pass quietly. The Stoic does not compare his routine to others. Comparison breeds distraction. He focuses inward. Confidence grows when promises to self are kept. Broken promises create self-doubt. Discipline prevents betrayal of self. Epictetus taught that mastery of self is greater than mastery of others. This mastery radiates calm authority. Over time, disciplined behavior rewires identity. You stop questioning your ability. You trust your response to difficulty. The Stoic sees discipline as freedom, not restriction. Freedom from impulse, freedom from regret, freedom from chaos. This freedom strengthens confidence more than any external success. Discipline also improves patience. When progress is slow, discipline maintains effort. Patience preserves momentum. Seneca believed that disciplined living aligns the soul with nature. Alignment creates peace. Peace creates strength. Confidence rooted in discipline does not fade with age or circumstance. it deepens. This is the fourth rule. Build discipline daily. Let routine shape strength. From self-control, unbreakable confidence grows. Stoic Rule 5. Lose attachment, gain power. The Stoics knew a hard truth that most people avoid. Attachment is the source of fear. We fear losing what we cling to. We suffer because we expect permanence in a world that offers none. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that everything he loved was temporary. Not to become cold, but to remain free. Detachment, in Stoic thought, is not indifference. It is clarity. Most people attach their peace to people, outcomes, status, and comfort. When these are threatened, confidence collapses. The Stoic chooses a different path. He enjoys what he has, but he does not depend on it. This distinction changes everything. Epictetus taught that the moment you say, "I must have this to be okay," you surrender control. Dependence creates vulnerability. Emotional independence restores strength. The Stoic trains his mind to appreciate without clinging. Detachment begins with understanding impermanence. Nothing lasts, relationships change, success fades, health declines. This is not pessimism, it is realism. When you accept reality, you stop fighting it. Fighting reality creates suffering. Acceptance creates peace. Seneca warned that attachment makes losses unbearable. When you expect permanence, change feels like betrayal. The Stoic expects change. When loss arrives, it hurts less because it was already accepted mentally. This mental preparation is called negative visualization. Marcus Aurelius practiced imagining loss, failure, and death. Not to dwell on pain, but to strengthen gratitude and resilience. When you rehearse loss, you are less shocked by it. Detachment also frees you from fear-based decisions. Many people stay silent, compromise values, or tolerate disrespect because they fear loss. Loss of approval, loss of comfort, loss of relationship. The Stoic asks a different question. What do I lose if I abandon my principles? The answer is always more severe. Emotional independence allows honesty. When you are not afraid of losing someone, you can speak truth calmly. Calm truth commands respect. Fearful silence invites exploitation. Epictetus taught that people often confuse love with possession. Possession demands control. Love allows freedom. The Stoic loves without chains. This love is stronger because it is not driven by fear. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that even those closest to him were borrowed from nature. This perspective softened attachment without removing affection. When you treat people as gifts rather than guarantees, gratitude replaces anxiety. Detachment also applies to identity. Many people attach confidence to roles, titles, and achievements. When these change, identity collapses. The Stoic builds identity around character. Character cannot be taken. Seneca believed that fortune gives and takes without warning. If your confidence depends on fortune, it will always be unstable. Detachment stabilizes the soul. The Stoic practices letting go in small ways, releasing expectations, accepting disappointment, allowing change. These small acts build emotional flexibility. Flexibility strengthens resilience. Loss becomes less devastating when you do not define yourself by what you lose. The Stoic grieves, but he does not crumble. Grief is human. Collapse is optional. Detachment also reduces jealousy. When you stop clinging, comparison fades. You stop measuring your life against others, peace returns. Epictetus taught that when you stop demanding that life go your way, life stops resisting you. Resistance dissolves when acceptance grows. The Stoic understands that attachment fuels anxiety about the future. What if this ends? What if I lose this? Detachment answers calmly, if it ends, I will endure. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you should never act as if you are going to live forever. Awareness of mortality sharpens presence. Presence deepens appreciation. Appreciation reduces clinging. Detachment does not mean withdrawing from life. It means engaging fully without fear. The Stoic participates, but he remains centered. Seneca warned that excessive attachment blinds judgment. When you are afraid to lose, you tolerate what you should not. Detachment restores clarity. Emotional independence makes confidence unshakable. When you do not need outcomes to feel whole, you stop bargaining with fate. The Stoic accepts loss as part of growth. Every loss removes illusion. Illusion weakens strength. Reality strengthens it. Detachment also builds courage. When you are not afraid of losing status or comfort, you act boldly. Bold action reinforces confidence. Epictetus taught that if you prepare for loss, loss loses its terror. Preparation is power. The Stoic also detaches from expectations of others. Expectation creates resentment. When people disappoint you, it is because you expected differently. Release expectation. Accept behavior. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that people act according to their nature. Expecting otherwise invites frustration. Acceptance restores peace. Detachment protects dignity. When you are not emotionally dependent, you do not beg, chase, or compromise yourself. Self-respect strengthens confidence. Seneca believed that contentment comes from wanting less, not having more. Wanting less reduces vulnerability. The Stoic trains himself to say internally, "I can lose this and still be whole." This belief transforms fear into strength. Detachment also enhances gratitude. When you know nothing is guaranteed, every moment feels valuable. Gratitude replaces entitlement. Confidence deepens when you realize that loss does not define you. Your response defines you. This is the fifth rule. Detach without becoming cold. Accept loss without losing yourself. Emotional independence is power. Stoic Rule 6. Nothing can shake the one who rules himself. The Stoics believe that the highest form of power is self-rule. Not dominance over others, not influence, not fame, but mastery of one's own mind. Marcus Aurelius, despite ruling an empire, reminded himself that true strength begins and ends within. Everything outside the mind is uncertain. Everything inside it can be trained. Most people spend their lives reacting. They react to words, events, moods, memories, and fears. Their confidence rises and falls with circumstances. The Stoic steps off this unstable ground. He builds his confidence on something immovable, inner command. Epictetus taught that you are not disturbed by events, but by your judgments about them. Change the judgment, and the disturbance fades. This insight is the final key. When nothing outside you controls your inner state, nothing can shake you. The Stoic does not seek control over the world. He seeks control over response. The world remains unpredictable. The response becomes disciplined. This discipline creates freedom. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that every day brings difficulty by default. Expecting ease is unrealistic. Expecting challenge prepares the mind. Preparation reduces fear. Fear dissolves confidence. Preparation restores it. The unshakable Stoic accepts discomfort as normal. He does not complain when life is hard. Hardness is not an interruption. It is training. Every challenge strengthens composure. Seneca warned that the man who fears pain will live in constant anxiety. The Stoic does not seek pain, but he does not run from it. Avoidance creates weakness. Endurance builds strength. The final stage of Stoic confidence is emotional neutrality. This does not mean lack of feeling. It means feeling without being ruled. Joy does not intoxicate. Sorrow does not paralyze. Anger does not command. Epictetus taught that when you stop needing things to go your way, peace becomes permanent. Need creates tension. Acceptance releases it. The Stoic learns to observe thoughts without obeying them. Thoughts arise automatically. Obedience is optional. This separation creates calm authority. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you should treat thoughts like passing impressions. Some are useful, some are noise. Choose carefully. When confidence is rooted internally, external validation becomes irrelevant. Praise does not inflate. Criticism does not wound. Silence becomes natural. The Stoic no longer rushes. Rushing signals insecurity. Calm signals control. Time bends around the unhurried mind. Seneca believed that haste reveals inner disorder. Order produces patience. Patience strengthens resolve. The unshakable Stoic is comfortable alone. Loneliness does not frighten him. Solitude sharpens clarity. Clarity strengthens purpose. Epictetus taught that dependence is slavery. Independence is freedom. When you stop depending emotionally, you reclaim your life. This confidence changes presence. Others feel it. Not because it demands attention, but because it does not seek it. Calm authority fills space quietly. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that fame is temporary, bodies decay, and memory fades. This perspective shrinks ego. Ego weakens confidence. Humility strengthens it. The Stoic understands that reactions drain energy. Non-reaction preserves it. Preserved energy fuels discipline, focus, and endurance. Fear loses its grip when you accept worst-case outcomes mentally. What you accept cannot control you. Seneca warned that imagination often creates more suffering than reality. The Stoic limits imagination. He stays present. The unshakable mind does not rehearse disaster emotionally. It prepares practically and remains calm. Confidence becomes simple. You trust your response to difficulty. You no longer ask, "What if?" You answer, "I will handle it." Epictetus taught that courage is not absence of fear, but obedience to reason over fear. Reason steadies the soul. The Stoic does not chase confidence. He builds habits that create it naturally. Reaction fades, control grows. Marcus Aurelius practiced returning to the present moment repeatedly. The present is manageable. The future is imagined. When you live fully in the present, anxiety loses ground. The final realization is this: nothing external can give lasting confidence. Nothing external can take it away either. Confidence built within remains. The Stoic does not seek to dominate others. He dominates impulse. This dominance is invisible but absolute. Life continues to challenge. Loss still comes. Criticism still appears. The difference is response. Calm replaces chaos. Seneca believed that the wise man is content wherever he is. Contentment dissolves restlessness. The unshakable Stoic is adaptable. Adaptability strengthens survival. Rigidity breaks. Confidence matures into quiet certainty. You stop proving. You stop explaining. You stop reacting. Epictetus taught that when you master yourself, no one else needs to be conquered. This is the final rule. Rule your mind. React to nothing. Need nothing. Fear nothing. When you embody this, confidence is no longer an effort. It is a state. You move slower. You speak less. You stand firmer. The world notices, but you do not depend on being noticed. This is Stoic confidence. Dangerous because it cannot be manipulated. Calm because it is earned. And it lasts. If this philosophy strengthened your mind, support the journey. Like this video to reinforce the message. Share it with someone who needs calm strength. And subscribe to the Stoic Tide for timeless Stoic wisdom that builds unbreakable inner power. The tide is calm, but it shapes stone.